why in the world did the 49ers sign Johnathan Cyprien? Who's starting this one? I forget.
I think it's Marco.
Marco, you're up.
So
What is that about?
I think it's a depth signing, but also there's something behind it. I have like those conspiracy theories where Tart just posted a picture where he posted underrated. He's being paid $5 million this year. So is it one of those signings where Marcel Harris is playing well enough in camp where they could potentially move Tart to get some capital because he wants to be paid and they can't pay him what he wants? Cyprien has starting experience in a Gus Bradley defense when he was with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So it's one of those things where if Marcel Harris isn't playing too good, he could step in and play and start for the defense.
Yeah, I mean, Cyprien's best 3 years of his career were in Jacksonville when Robert Saleh was the linebackers coach there. So there is familiarity with the defense, and I think if he could just find some health, that would make him – I mean, he's not Jaquiski Tartt or Jimmy Ward impact level, but I think he would be a serviceable starter if one went down. But if you're asking why they signed him, I think it's definitely more of depth because we've been talking about for a while, COVID times, no preseason, possible more injuries. You always need guys that can come in and start. And if, let's say, a safety went down, I don't know if they want to just roll with Marcel Harris, Tarvarius Moore, and one of the two starters for the whole season.
I don't believe that's that depth thing because Cyprien was sitting there for months and they didn't touch him. If it was a depth thing, it would have got him before. I'm going to go with Marco, the same thing. Why did he suddenly post underrated? And they saw the 49ers cave to give Kittle his money. And they even
Mostert.
I was going to say Mostert, even though it wasn't like, real money. It was something. They did something to compensate him. And now it's like, all right, so what's up? What's good with me? So do I need to start saying something? Because Kittle didn't need to say something. That was obvious. Mostert did. Do I need to say something? Because that depth was fine. Marcel Harris, I know some of the fan base doesn't think he's legit, but he actually can still be a solid safety, and I see that in him. And so I know I've seen something about like, it's to get more depth because of K'Wan Williams might be out longer and Jimmy's going to have to play slot. But me and you, Grant, especially you longer, I've seen Jimmy Ward is pretty bad, outright horrendous in that slot corner position. So I don't think it's for that. I think it's because there's been the contingencies in case Tartt does show his hand and actually makes his words an actual reality.
So what I'm trying to understand, are you guys saying that Jaquiski Tartt is conspiracy theory requesting a trade if he doesn't get paid more? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, is that what the implication is?
No,
I don't think about a trade. It could get there. I don't think it's there yet.
Okay, because I was going to say there's no reason to sign Cyprien if there's no concern about him requesting a trade. I think it has to do exactly with K1. How long is that calf going to be injured? And so let's go ahead and just pick him up now. Maybe the 49ers didn't sign him months ago because they figured maybe K1 will be ready right now. But now that they're in the facility, they're saying, oh, crap, he may be out longer than we expected initially. So let's go ahead and pick up Cyprien because Jimmy Ward, he does have injury history. So if he's playing down more closer to the line of scrimmage, that's a risk in my mind. And so then if something happens to Tarvarius Moore, then who's going to start up the safety up top? So it just got to do. I know you don't believe in the depth, but it 100% has to do with the depth if K1's not healthy.
But then Jamar Taylor's also there too. And he's been looking pretty good.
He could be the DJ Reed. He could be the backup slot. What if they trust Jim? He may be horrendous to you, but what if they trust Jimmy Ward more than Jamar Taylor? And Jamar Taylor.
Wait a second. It's my turn. You just said that it's dangerous to have Jimmy Ward close to the line of scrimmage playing slot full time. I agree. And I don't think he's particularly good in the slot, maybe here and there. But to have him be the backup, see, if the issue was K'Wan Williams, seriously, why wouldn't they just sign a nickel back? So your starting nickel goes down, so you sign a strong safety. To me, it could be that. I think it's just perplexing. I'm just astounded at what's going on here. And what I think, look, let's go full conspiracy theory because I love that stuff. Look, let's compare it to Jordan Reed. The Niners signed Jordan Reed, who was just hanging out. They could have had him all off season. Any team could have had him. He's on the brink of retirement. And they signed him at a very particular part of the offseason when they were negotiating things with George Kittle. And you could look at it as like, it's not just in case Kittle demands a trade or something, but just a little extra leverage in contract negotiations. You think we need you? You think we can't do anything without you? Well, now we have Jordan Reed. Now do you want to talk? So maybe if you guys are right that Jaquiski Tartt is feeling a little underappreciated, you don't know the kind of conversations his agent is having with the team. Maybe he's saying stuff like, well, where would you guys be without Jaquiski Tartt this year? Would you guys really feel comfortable with Marcel Harris starting? And I'm sure that would make the Niners feel kind of uncomfortable if they were, having those kind of conversations. So now you bring in Johnathan Cyprien, who the coaching staff knows real well. And it's not just Saleh, it's also the pass game coordinator they hired this year. What's his name? Rutenberg or something?
Gutenberg?
Yeah, and that guy's from Jacksonville too. So now they say, well, okay, well, we have a guy that we really like, even though it's like, can he still play? Is he physically able to play football? Doesn't matter. He has experience in the system. That's the full conspiracy theory, that it's leverage in a possible extension negotiation. Not that it's getting to be bad blood, but you need leverage. And later we're going to talk about Jordan Reed, and I'm going to be like, what's the deal with that? Because part of me feels like he might have been a little leverage in that negotiation too.